All right, welcome to my 2020 Black Friday haul, courtesy of Severin Films. Man, what a lineup this ended up being. I won't lie, at first, I was a little hesitant. They announced all the movies on paper, and out of all of them, there was 7 films all total. I had only heard of these two, Plaguetown and Theater Bazaar. But I saw the promo trailer. It showed, obviously, major clips and everything that was to be had in all these movies. And the potential for the depravity and the savagery and and the deranged, everything. it screamed out to me. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then you heard the 2-part podcast from Severin Films with the various filmmakers behind the magic on almost all these movies. I had to get the Overture lineup, and that's what I got. So let's delve right on into it. Obviously, the main release, The Theater Bazaar, a horror anthology hosted by the great Udo Kier, who was in Flesh for Frankenstein, House on Straw Hill. And here we are. We have 6 different directors right here. As you can see, David Gregory, Buddy Giovanasso, Douglas Buck. David Gregory, of course, is the head honcho of Severin Films. Kareem Hussein, Jeremy Caston, Tom Savini, and Richard Stanley. And all those guys, well, they also have a lot to do with the other movies in this lineup. But the first one being The Theater Bazaar. It's a big horror anthology release. We have all the artwork here on this little digipack Blu-ray. This also comes not just with the feature-length film, which is being released for the first time on Blu-ray, because according to David Gregory, the previous company that tried to release this, well, they didn't quite pay their license. And so, they were kind of pulling some theft. So in this big old digipack right here, oh man, look at that. Gorgeous. You get the Blu-ray, and this comes with the CD soundtrack. Here's a little cue card in here. This also has the track listing for the soundtrack. Music composed by guys like Simon Boswell and Mark Raskins. Oh man, that is so fucking cool. So the Theater Bazaar being a major release. There's also brand new interviews on here. Archival interviews, feature-length interviews, everything. So that is what I would definitely fucking call a definitive release for the Theater Bazaar. Not only is it the Blu-ray, but it also comes with a color comic book right here. How nifty is that? Oh, man. No telling how crazy this movie might get. Or I should say how crazy this comic book might get, for that matter. Yeah, I'm very curious about this. And also, on the back is the 2020 catalog there of Severin Films. Cruel Jaws had a novelization released with it. So how ironic now we get the Theater Bazaar getting a comic book. I wonder what is next from Severin Films when it comes to that. Let's go to the next title here, as every one of these movies eventually connects back to the Theater Bazaar, except for one. So here we go. The next one, well, let's continue with David Gregory, as he directed a movie called Plaguetown, which you got mutants with crazy eyes right there, and this is supposed to be a graphic film. Oh, man. And now, let's see if I can take this thing out of... Ooh, this slip cover's on pretty tightly here. Oh, man, that slip cover was on pretty tightly. Wow. Hope it doesn't eventually get damaged down the road. Holy crap. Anyway, there's the slip cover right there, and here's the Blu-ray cover art, which I believe this was on most DVDs, or that one might have been. I can't remember for sure. But Plaguetown, this is an official Blu-ray premiere for this, courtesy of Severin Films and head honcho David Gregory. And I'll tell you what, this has got some potential in it. And we've also got a feature-length making of right here as they visit the, I believe they even visit, yeah, there we go, visit the Plaguetown. They visit the locations and everything, behind the scenes, interviews in here. And we also get a couple of bonus short films from David Gregory, Scathed Until Death. From the clips I saw of Scathed, that looked like something weird video, only with a budget. And now here we go. Just like the Theater Bazaar, Plaguetown's got the nice Blu-ray in here. And it's also, first time ever, the CD soundtrack. There's that. Oh, man, with the track listings by Mark Raskin, who also did music on the Theater Bazaar. Oh, man. That is incredible. I'm already looking forward to this. I'll tell you what. All right, up next, let's go with Tales of the Uncanny. This is a documentary, a feature-length documentary about horror anthologies. Now, originally, this was supposed to be a feature a special feature, a big old featurette, whatever you want to call it, on the Theater Bazaar. But then the pandemic hit. Yeah, COVID has been pretty shitty in 2020. But for the sake of Tales of the Uncanny, it was a blessing because Zoom calls and everything through the internet, it looks like, Severin Films was able to get together 60 plus different guests for interviews about horror anthologies, including the likes of Roger Corman, Joe Dante, I believe even Eli Roth, so many more. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to learning. I can't wait to learn more, and we've also got everyone giving their top 5 favorite anthologies of all time. And what's also cool, when you order this on Black Friday, you got a bonus disc. But before we get to the bonus disc, how about let's talk about the bonus movies that already come with this. In both the Black Friday edition and the standard edition, you have a 1919 anthology called Eerie Tales. A German broadcast of it. I believe it's a French film, so that's pretty fucking cool. One of the, probably the first anthology ever. That's amazing. And then you have another one from 1949, a Belgian one called Unusual Tales. Or I guess as it's pronounced, Histoire Extraordinaire. Yeah. I fucking butchered that probably. Oh, God. But Eerie Tales and Unusual Tales. And let's not forget about the second bonus disc right here, folks. Right here. So there's the Blu-ray, Tales of the Uncanny, with the bonus films. And then the Black Friday exclusive, Edgar Allan Poe's Master of Horror. I'm very curious about this one. This came out, I believe, in 1965. And it's from Argentina. So, how about that? Documentary. And then you get a French horror anthology film from 1919. A Belgian one from 1949. And then, let's not forget, one from 1965 out of Argentina. What a set. What a set. All right, moving on to the next one. Douglas Buck's Family Portraits, a trilogy of America. This is supposed to be really fucked up. All right, when I first saw the trailers for this and people were just recommending this, I kept on hearing, oh man, that this was highly recommended by everybody. And basically what Douglas Buck did is he took, 3 short films that he had made, Cutting Moments, Home, and Prologue, and made it all into a feature that became Family Portraits, Trilogy of America. And this garnered a lot of buzz, a lot of, oh man, a lot of shocked audiences, so to speak. I'm very curious about this film. This also has a lot of special features on here to look forward to, such as After All, an early short film from Douglas Buck. And then we also have some behind-the-scenes footage from back in the day, 1998, on Cutting Moments. And look at that. Looks like interviews from a podcast and everything. Oh, I'm looking forward to Family Portraits, which I had never heard much about until this Black Friday release. And now, I'm ready to watch that. Just like how I'm ready to watch everything else here. All right. Up next, let's go with the Attic Expeditions. Look at this cast right here. You have Andros Jones from Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Seth Green. Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator fame. Ted Raimi. I love Ted Raimi and Severin Films' other previous release, Skinner. So I've got hopes for here. And oh yeah, Alice Cooper's in this movie. Jeffrey Combs, Alice Cooper, all these guys in this movie that takes place in a sanitarium or an asylum, so to speak. It's supposed to be trippy, gnarly, weird. Just a total mindfuck is what I'm hearing. So I'm looking forward to that. And we were talking about earlier how the pandemic was a big blessing for Tales of the Uncanny. It was also a big blessing here for the extras on Attic Expeditions, because look at that, a cast and crew 20-year pandemic reunion. They got everybody together for interviews. Oh man, how about that? And that also led to a reunion with Jeffrey Combs and Alice Cooper. So that's pretty damn cool. And there's also, not only that, we've also got, as you can see, the Blu-ray right here of the Attic Expeditions, along with the CD soundtrack. Oh, man. There you go, just like everything else. Oh, cool little card there with the track listing here. I am looking forward to the Attic Expeditions. Whew. And then Buddy Giovinazzo's No Way Home is the next one on this lineup. This was the final announcement, and this was a very limited release, just like Buddy Giovinazzo's Combat Shock on Blu-ray from Severin Films. As you can see right there, number 743 of 2,500. And look at all these special features right here. Huh. Oh, man. But before we get to that, let's not forget the cast here. Tim Roth, James Russo. Oh, fucking A. If you thought Combat Shock was fucked up, I'm hearing that this is Combat Shock on a bigger budget. And that is exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. So as you can see right here, we got commentaries. We've got some interviews here with Buddy and Rick Giovinazzo, as well as other cast member or crew members, I should say. And man, oh man. And there's also another short film on here, Uncle Frank's Wine. So that's pretty fucking cool. And then as we open it up right here, here's the Blu-ray of No Way Home. And it comes with a CD soundtrack. Composed, there you go, by Rick Giovinazzo, the brother of Buddy Giovinazzo, and also the star of Combat Shock. Oh, man. What exciting releases. The final Black Friday total here is one from Europe. I believe it's a German one, and it's called Castle of the Creeping Flesh. I've never heard about this one until now. And, oh, man, that slipcover was on tight, just like the Plaguetown one. But here's what the Blu-ray of Castle of Creeping Flesh looks like, I should say. Restored and uncut. Oh, man. This movie is supposed to be bizarre. Look at that. Gothic, sleazy, gory, and it's got a real heart procedure shown in graphic nature in this. So I'm very curious about what this has. And the people that made this movie also happen to make a movie called Mark of the Devil, as it says right there. So I'm very excited about that. And there's all our special features right here, Q&A and everything. And there's also, I believe, a visit to the locations. Oh, there we go. Yep, locations featurette. Castle of the Creeping Flesh. A lot of Severin fans wanted older European films for Black Friday. Well, guess what? You got at least one right here. Oh, man. Those were the Black Friday titles. Now, let's go to their Shock-Tober titles, as you will. Here's one I had to pick up. Patrick Still Lives. I love the Ozploitation cult classic Patrick. And I had been looking for the unofficial Italian sequel, Patrick Still Lives, for a while, for a decent price, and I couldn't find it. And then Severin announced this in October. And look at that. They did this movie. It looks like justice. This movie's supposed to be gory, sleazy, everything just weird, crazy, gnarly soundtrack. Oh, God, I can't wait. And look at that. You got an interview with the star himself. Patrick Still Lives. I've been hearing a lot of good things about this movie from people. So, I can't wait. I can't wait. And then the final Blu-ray title I got. Oh, this is an interesting one. Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat. Look at that. Another Edgar Allan Poe story, just like in the Tales of the Uncanny. The interesting thing behind this one is that this screenplay was originally written by the late Daria Nicolodi. And she wrote the screenplay, having it initially as a sequel to Suspiria and Inferno. Luigi Cosi decided to direct it. Daria Nicolodi didn't like the way things were going, so she said adios. And from there, studios started coming in to distribute it, and they're like, hey, let's call this movie The Black Cat. Because originally, I think it was marketed, there it is, as Demon 6. But Luigi Cosi's The Black Cat is supposed to be pretty gnarly. Based on the trailer, there was gut explosions, just like in Contamination. Blood, gnarly soundtrack, just like in Paganini Horror. So I'm excited for The Black Cat. The unofficial sequel of sorts to Suspiria and Inferno before we had Mother of Tears. And the extras on here, you got a special interview. I love how they call it Cat on the Brain. If I could ever focus it right there. There we go. Cat on the Brain. Interview with Luigi Cosi and actress Caroline Munro. But there we are. There's all the Blu-ray releases right there. I also got a t-shirt during this Black Friday sale, and it's this one right here. Oh, yeah. A movie from New Zealand called Death Warmed Up. Oh, man, this movie was bloody and gnarly and a lot of fun. I recommend you get this. This t-shirt, by the way, $7 on clearance. So if they have any left and it's in your size, $5 or $7. So go and get one. And you'll remember this guy when you see this movie. I'll get you. I'll get you all. Oh man, Death Warmed Up. Love it. That was all from Severin Films. As a bonus, let's show what I got from Grindhouse Releasing. They were giving a discount to newsletter subscribers. So I thought, hey, let's see what they have. And look what I found. I don't have a Cannibal Ferox t-shirt until now. This thing is just depravity all the way. I like this movie a lot. It's right up there with Cannibal Holocaust, of course. And this t-shirt is just so badass. I couldn't pass it up. So, Severin Films and Grindhouse Releasing making it happen for this Black Friday haul of 2020. Oh, man. Till then, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, the whole 9 yards. Oh, man. See ya for the next adventure.